Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video on Peace Beats with Dan Blackwell. Today I'm very excited to say we are listening to Geoff from VoicePlay. Now I've had a lot of requests for his solo stuff and different songs, but I was looking through his kind of repertoire and Folsom Prison Blues jumped out at me. I am a massive Johnny Cash fan. My papa got me into him when I was a kid. That's my mum's dad, who sadly passed away when I was 4. But before he left us, he imparted Johnny Cash onto me, and as I got older, when I was about like 12, 13, when I was getting into guitar, Johnny Cash was one of the staples for me when it came to learning how to write songs, put chords together and melodies over them, and you know, it was just it was kind of the bread and butter for me of my journey of songwriting and composition. And there was a solo in particular when I started getting more into lead guitar, when I started getting a little bit better, moved away from chords, you start doing scales, was Folsom Prison Blues, and I would tinker away at this little line again and again when I was a kid. How did it go? It was... yeah. Just a beautiful, simple little line, but very, very effective, and just when that kicks in, it's just, it's iconic, isn't it, you know? So, one of the things that was very special about Johnny Cash was his deep voice. Now, his voice was not as deep as Geoff's, so I think that Geoff is the perfect man to take on a Johnny Cash song and do something different with it and take it even lower. Let's see what he does. I'm very intrigued. Let's get straight into this. Happy days.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps rolling down to San Antonio.
All right, okay. I can hear him going down there. Just before we get into this drop, because I can feel it coming, I've heard the original guitar line come in. I love this this intro he's done here. He's taken more of a gospel kind of inspiration, which of course Johnny Cash was inspired by as well. Johnny Cash even did several like kind of gospel records back in the day. But there's also kind of more modern country lines that Geoff is using kind of melodically, where he's kind of doing these little runs and stuff that are much more country from sort of 90s onwards. If you kind of run a parallel of blues and country, if you think of like Delta blues, where the blues kind of began, you've got Leadbelly and Robert Johnson, you know, and it was back at just one guy on a guitar stamping his foot, you know. The country kind of equivalent, you're looking at more like Hank Williams kind of thing, like that original kind of country sound. And then the kind of the next generation after that in blues, you had like, you know, Muddy Waters, and in country, you had like Johnny Cash, you know. That's kind of just how I see it in my head, you know. I'm not talking about exact timelines or anything, but just in terms of kind of, there's generations of genres, you know what I mean? Like you have the birth of a genre and then it kind of develops over time. I see kind of Johnny Cash in that kind of like second age of country a little bit. And what Geoff is doing is he's bringing in these kind of more modern country influences and adding that to this classic country sound, which I think is really, really cool. Let's see what he does next. Hear that? He's about to like run down pretty low. Let's see how low he goes.
On down to San Antonio. Come on. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on, yeah. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio.
I love how he's broken himself up into a little 4-piece. He's made his own a cappella group out of himself, and the way he's done that visually is really cool. And just these harmonies, again, more modern, more more a cappella group country style, more kind of like Oak Ridge Boys. Definitely check them out if you want to listen to a cappella country music. The Oak Ridge Boys, that is where you want to start. But I'm hearing very much an Oak Ridge Boys influence here. Let's keep it going. I wonder if he's going to kind of like have each member of his own band do their own style. I don't know. Let's see.
On down to Sunday. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry.
I worry sometimes when he hits those notes that are so low that he's going to summon some kind of Balrog from the depths, you know what I mean? And Gandalf isn't here to save us. That's, you know what I mean? It's earth rumbling. There's tremors you got to worry about. Now, I was really excited to see how he was going to take on that solo that I was playing earlier, which is originally a guitar solo on lead electric guitar. And he went for a harmonica, which I think is an awesome choice, and he absolutely nails it as well. It can be quite tricky playing melodies on a harmonica, but he really got the melody of it bang on, and then also put some nice little runs in there. Now, harmonica is funnily enough, I have a harmonica with me. I wasn't going to bring it on this trip. I'm down in Surrey at the moment. But I meant to be doing some composing, and they wanted me to do a little bit of country stuff. So I've got my little Blues DeVille here, little Fender harmonica. Now the good thing about harmonicas is when you're doing a song about trains, which many a country song is about trains or the railway, you can even feel that in country music. I feel like country music is the music of trains, right? The guitar rhythms, when you have this kind of like, it's like a, do you know what I mean? There's a real train feeling to it. And then the harmonica comes in, and then you really bring the train in with a little, oh, not like that. You get that real train sound there. And I think that's why it's so perfect to kind of have a harmonica in a song like this. And I think, it was Johnny Cash did a song called Orange Blossom Special, where he would kind of like to and fro with the harmonica, and they would play all the train parts. Well, a lot of fun to be had with these, if you hold them the right way round, that is. So anyway, enough about harmonicas, let's crack on. Though I am hoping he does pull the old harmonica out again, because that sounded wicked.
I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car, probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free, I know I can't be. But those people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. If they free me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Whoa, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I'd want to stay. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that alone
Excellent form on the
Hey y'all,
push-ups.
thanks so much for watching my version of Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues. Huge thanks goes out to all the fine folks at Patreon who helped create this video. There is no way I could have rented out an entire prison without them. They are the very best of folks. If you'd like behind the scenes footage, early access to videos, personalized messages, and all kinds of other goodies, head on over to Patreon to check it out. Extra special thanks to my firm but fair wardens, Haldra Draco, Helen Anderson, Sarah O, Lori Templeman, Laura Mueller, Patricia Schumann, Debbie Goodling, Jordy S, Barb Wells, A.M. Person, Angie Woolard.
That's lovely. I was kind of hoping he'd have a really high speaking voice. I haven't heard him speak before, but if he had more of a Mickey Mouse kind of, "Hi guys, oh boy, I think that would be better. But I very much appreciate that this is, he's just living and breathing bass all day long, isn't he? He's a bass machine. Man, I absolutely loved that. I thought it was such a beautiful reimagining of a classic timeless song that is kind of, you know, it's breathed new life into it in a really interesting way. And I didn't know if I'd ever kind of be saying that about a Johnny Cash song. I'm a little precious, honestly. So it's really, yeah, it's really wonderful to see these classics being taken on by masters like Geoff, and just kind of made anew and made into these kind of new special arrangements that pay homage to the original while also bringing something new, you know? And that's what it's all about. I definitely want to hear more of Geoff. I'm going to check out more of his stuff. Looks like he has some awesome covers. I don't know if he's got any original stuff. I'd be interested to hear that as well. But yeah, the guy is an absolute legend. I love his voice. Is there anybody you can go lower than him, or is he just like is he the kind of record holder in that way? Because I don't think I've ever heard a note go lower than something Geoff's done. He's yeah, it's freakish, honestly. It's pretty crazy, but absolutely amazing. All right, guys, if you have any requests, I have a buy me a coffee. Anything at all is appreciated. And hit subscribe if you enjoy my reactions. If you want early access to reaction videos, we have a membership, only $5 a month, and I'd love to see you in that community. As always, guys, take care, peace and love.